Hello, it's Sonia here, the Pretty Stitch. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, I'm so happy to have you here. So today is Tuesday, and that means it's Tunisian Tuesday. So today we are going to be doing a stitch pattern. So I'm using my eye hook or 5.5mm hook, and I'm just going to use some number 4 or worsted weight cotton yarn. I don't know the brand of this yarn, but it is definitely cotton. So to do this particular stitch pattern, you will need to chain an even number. And please excuse the state of my hands. I have been doing a lot of yard work. So why don't we chain 14? Okay, so I have 14 chains here. So for row 1, that is our setup row. We're going to work in that back bump. So we're just turning it over on the other side of the chain. I'm going to insert my hook in that bump, and I'm going to pull up a loop, and I'm just going to continue across, pulling up loops. So if you've never done Tunisian crochet before, I do have a playlist that goes over the basics that I can link in the description box. And I'll also put a little eye on top too. You could click on that as well for the playlist. And Tunisian crochet, each row is worked in 2 parts. So this is the first part of row 1, it is the forward pass, and then the second part of row 1 is the return pass, and each part equals 1 row. Okay, so I have all of my loops pulled up on my hook. So because I chained 14, I have 14 loops on my hook. Alright, so let's do the second part of row 1, which is the return pass. So what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2 for the rest of the row. Okay, so there we go. There is row 1 complete. So let's begin row 2. This is a 2-row repeat for this particular stitch pattern. Row 2, we're actually going to chain 1 because this stitch is a little bit taller, so we want it to be tall enough. So we are going to now yarn over, and we're going to insert our hook in Tunisian simple in that first vertical bar. Yarn over, pull up a loop. So if you've never done Tunisian simple, that is in the playlist. So now we're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and we're going to keep going across. So yarn over, working Tunisian simple, pulling up a loop, and yarn over, pull through 2, and we're going to keep going. Okay, so now we are at our very last stitch. So it looks like a chain there. So we're going to yarn over, we're going to insert our hook into that chain, pull up a loop, and now we need to yarn over and pull through, oops, focus, thank you, 2 loops. So that is our forward pass of row 2. So now we're going to work these guys off. We're going to yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, for the rest of the row. Alright, so there we go. There is row 2. So for row 3, we're going to skip the first vertical bar, and we're going to work in the next vertical bar in Tunisian simple. And now we're going to go back in the one we skipped, and we're working a cross stitch here. or an X, it's making an X, and we're going to repeat that. So skip the next one, work Tunisian simple in the next, and go back in the one we skipped. And we're going to keep doing that all the way across. And now we go work in that stitch that looks like a chain, pulling up a loop. And again, we have 14 loops on our hook, so we yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2 for the rest of the row. So what you're going to do is just repeat rows 2 and 3 for however long you want your swatch. Alright, so here we go. I've worked 11 rows, and you can see this one lays nice and flat, which is really good. A lot of Tunisian crochet stitches, they like to curl, but this one does not. Alright, so let's do our bind off, and if you're not familiar with bind off, again, that is in the playlist. It just helps your Tunisian crochet projects to look finished, look its best. I mean, you could end it just like this, but it doesn't look quite that nice. But I just find when you bind off, it just gives it that finished look. So we're going to bind off in pattern in a row 2. So we're going to chain 1, yarn over, working Tunisian simple, and we're going to yarn over and we're going to pull through all 3 of these. So working through that one and then those 2 to work the bind off. Alright, so we're yarning over, going back into the next stitch, working Tunisian simple, and pulling through. And I'm trying to keep a more relaxed hand too. You don't want these stitches to get too tight. It's really easy when you're binding off for your stitches to get real tight with Tunisian crochet. So just kind of keep a looser, relaxed hand when you're doing it. So you can kind of see I twist my hook a little bit to get those stitches through. It just makes it a little easier. Alright, so we're almost done. So we've got one more stitch to go. So I'm going to yarn over in that stitch that looks like a chain right there. I'm inserting my hook, pulling up my loop, and then working these final 2. So I kind of just helped them out using my thumb and index to get those stitches off. But there we go. We have worked the bind off, so you can see it just looks a little bit more finished doing it like that. So again, I think this is a very nice stitch. It lays flat, which is unusual because we did not do any purl stitches. Usually when you do Tunisian purl, that helps with the curling. And the rule of thumb that I always say, if you don't want your project to curl or to help with the curl, throw in some purl stitches. But this is one you don't need to do purl stitches. It does lay flat all by itself. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.